All right, Oscar. F9. A movie that does prove ziplining is never an exciting idea.
What? I feel like you've...
Absolutely.
I feel like I'm underprepared. I feel like I've written one line on ziplining.
I've got a big thing on ziplining.
I've got nothing on ziplining. Most of my notes are magnet-based.
Continue listening for more ziplining information. My name's Carl.
My name's Oscar.
And this is Who Would Watch This?
Welcome to Who Would Watch This, the podcast where we watch a film, chat about the film, and then try and figure out who would watch this.
Today we are reviewing F9, The Fast Saga, which currently has a 2.5 on a Letterboxd, a 5.2 on IMDb, and a 59% on Rotten Tomatoes. Oscar, what's the plot?
Dom and the crew must take on an international terrorist who turns out to be Dom and Mia's estranged brother. Hoy!
Sure, I guess that's a bit.
It's a
little
bit.
bit.
It's a little bit.
It's a little bit of the plot.
Yeah.
Not an accurate depiction of the plot.
No. Carl, this series has been going on for a while now, and we've kind of been following it along. It's now getting a bit...
I hate it. I hate it. I hated doing this. I hated watching this one.
And they're only getting longer. They're only getting
longer. Do you know how upset it was? Because I saw this in cinemas.
Yeah.
And I remember liking it. So I was like, good.
What were you was there tire fume? Was it a 4D experience and tire fumes were coming out?
I think it was like
cinema?
Tenet than this in terms of what was out in 2021.
Oh,
so
yeah.
maybe it was like a bit of a...
I'm at the movies.
I'm outside.
It's
Isn't
pretty
that
good.
fun?
It's
COVID,
pretty good. Yeah.
COVID things. But man, this didn't hold up to what I remember this movie being like at all.
You gave it the Cannes Film Festival. Fuck, I forgot what the trophy was. The Palme d'Or.
The Palme d'Or.
Well, imagine I nailed that joke. But yeah.
It's like a Michael Haneke film. Where's his version of F9, am I right?
Oh, don't worry. Get ready for Piano Teacher 9. Here come the fingers.
Very much proved to my point that I don't think these movies are to be watched in succession.
No. And the film is begging you not to watch them in succession because this one's like, hey, we're retconning the whole series.
Oh, it was...
If you've been watching up to this point, you shouldn't be invested. We're shitting on the past.
Up until I watched this one in a cinema, I don't think I'd rewatched any of them apart from 5.
Yeah.
So it's always just there's another one out. Haven't watched them in 3 years. I'll watch another.
Carl, we've also been doing a little thing.
Don't want to do it.
Well, guess what? You're doing it. Because I've now been roped in. Somehow, I think you must have planned ahead because now I'm been roped in to do the last one. It's going to take a fucking hour. But hey.
How did that happen?
We've been summarizing all films, and Carl's now job is to do it in 90 seconds.
Okay, so I've got to summarize F1 through 9 in
Yes.
90 seconds. We'll see how we go. I reckon I could do it in under 2 minutes. 90 seconds is a push.
Okay.
So
You're given 60.
the more I talk, it depreciates.
You're up to 48.
Second per word. Have you got a clock? Where's the clock? I'm excited to not do this bit anymore.
No.
I'm not enjoying this bit at all. I don't know why we committed to it.
I will say, though, we haven't had to... I've realized we've not done, like, the past week thing in 10 weeks.
Oh,
almost.
yeah. We haven't done the past week, nor have we had time to do palate cleansers. We've thrown our own sort of structure of the podcast out because of Fast and Furious, and I'm not happy about it.
All right, Carl. 3, 2, 1, go.
The Fast and the Furious, the first one. Brian is an undercover cop. He infiltrates the world of street racing to investigate a series of truck robberies. He makes friends with Vin Diesel, Dominic Toretto, and falls for Dom's sister, who is Mia. Brian develops respect for the thieves and lets them go. We don't know why. Too Fast, Too Furious. Brian, now an ex-cop, teams up with his childhood friend, the Gibbs, to take down a drug lord. They meet Eva Mendes. They defeat the villain by landing a car on a boat. The Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. No more Brian. All new cast. We meet Sean. This is important now for Sean. Sean's sent to Tokyo to live with his father. He learns to drag race from Han. We all love Han. Han dies. They defeat the Yakuza. Fast and Furious. This one now takes place before Tokyo Drift. Brian, now working for the FBI, he got promoted, I don't know why. He reconnects with Dominic and Mia, not a lot happens. Letty is killed, Dom is sent to prison, Brian and Mia help him escape. Fast 5. This is the best one. Dominic, Brian, Mia, all on the run. They assemble the Gibbs, Ludacris, Han, Gal Gadot, 2 more people on The Rock. The Rock is there as a villain. He stops being a villain. They steal lots of money. The Rock laughs. Han and Gal fall in love. Turns out Letty is alive. The end. Fast and Furious 6. Hobbs recruits Dominic and his team to help take down a doppelganger team in London. The bad team has Letty, who is still alive and turns out has amnesia. They defeat the team. Gal Gadot dies. In mourning, Han goes to Tokyo. It turns out Han wasn't killed by a car crash, but is rather killed by Jason Statham. Fast and Furious 7. Shaw, who is Jason Statham, the brother of the villain in the 6th movie, targets Dominic's crew for the revenge. The team now works with a secret agent organization called Mr. Nobody. They recover a hacking device called the God's Eye to locate the film. Brian retires as a character. The song is very sweet. Let's face it, the franchise should have ended here. Fate of the Furious. Dominic has wooed a Brazilian police officer in the 5th film, but when it turned out that Letty was alive in the 6th film, abandoned that woman. Well, that woman now has a baby, and Charlize Theron uses that baby to blackmail Dominic Toretto, who is the father of the baby, to do villainous things. The Rock goes to jail. They all become friends, and the man who killed Han in the 3rd, 6th, and 7th film, yes, that's how many times Han has died now, now has a good team again, and the villain of the 6th film helps everybody out. All villains are revealed to have worked for Charlize Theron.
Oh, 2 minutes. My God. I could do that in 90. Just want to flex. But hey, you did very well.
Ugh. Do we think that made sense? Do we think that made sense for the listener?
No, it hasn't made sense for Nate Films. Why would it make sense laid out like this? We've been watching the whole thing and summarized it. I haven't got a fucking clue what's going on. And this one's gone, you know what? Everything you've learned, fuck it. We're throwing that out the window.
Get it out of here.
Get it out of here. We're throwing that away. And honestly, saddest thing, we're jumping straight into it, Carl. They've got rid of the original film logo from the start. Now it's just one race. Explanation mark. I'm not happy. We're in 1989. Big Q right at the start. How old's Dom?
Oh, I don't know. I've got this written down too. So Dominic Toretto is meant to be 25 in the first one?
Yes.
Is he? Or older?
He could be, well, according to this, it might be 40. But we assume he's 25. He's got the 25 vibe, I think.
And when did the first one come out?
2001.
Right. So that means that this depiction of Dom in this movie is a
13-year-old boy going through the most violent puberty you've ever seen. This man is so jacked. You can't believe it. Anyway, he's at a racetrack. He's helping his dad win a race.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, the opening of the movie almost teases we're going back to basics, and they are not. You go, oh, maybe this one will be back to racing and cars. No,
we're throwing that out the window immediately. Big thing happens. Dom's dad tries to win a race.
Yeah.
The car, stalls.
Yeah.
The evil guy who was driving against him crashes. Dom's dad dies.
This car is so torn apart. So comedically, no, that man's dying in this car.
In this franchise, they're always they could come back. One Gal Gadot and Shaw have been kicked off a plane in the final, and they're fine. They were like, this fucker is never coming back. He's been burnt to a crisp. Here's his dead body for 2 minutes. Look, we've seen his soul release. He's done.
Yeah.
He's done.
This is a dead man here.
Yeah.
And the young Dominic tries to run out and help. Idiot. Could have immediately
What's the
been
rules
hit by a car.
of racing? Do they stop the race when, literally an explosion, when there's been death on the thing, or they just keep going?
I don't know. I haven't seen cars in a while.
No.
So I can't comment.
Oh, that's fine. Doc Hudson, we're out for you, buddy, you know?
I know. He pissed in what? Always Lance. A great gag in a terrible film.
Whoa. They're spies.
The third one's about longevity.
Oh. Okay, we're in present day now. Dom's whacked out. He's living with Letty in the countryside with...
The countryside of where though? Is this a made up place?
They keep making it all the time. Maybe we're just really shit at geography.
Oh, I know for a fact we are.
Most of the landmarks this one, I didn't have a clue where they were. They were like, I'm like, yes, in...
London?
The hell's that? Was it countryside? But yes, they're living
Edinburgh Castle? What? Hogwarts?
They're living with... They keep calling Brian Little B. And I don't think he suits his name.
No, he doesn't. They've also given the kid a comedic amount of hair. Considering how little hair is on most actors in the movie, this kid looks like the Thing from the Addams Family.
He absorbed all the hair. He was like, I'm taking all your bald heads and going, sucking it on in.
Absolutely. It's one of those things where I was like, that's not your kid, Vin.
That's a running theme in this fucking thing, because we'll get into it later, but this child is technically half Vin and half...
Brazilian woman from fifth film.
Yes.
Chris Hemsworth's wife.
Yes.
Half Chris Hemsworth's wife.
They're living their best life, but Letty's, at the first sign of, hey, we need you for a mission. Leslie's immediately like, I'm abandoning the kid. You can do whatever you want, Vin. I'm leaving.
Oh, I love it. She walks out of the house and goes, "There's no hot water." Tyrese is like, "You guys want to go and near kill yourselves?" And she's like, "Yep. Take me away. I'll tell you what. Are they going to be shooting at us? Great. I'll ride a motorbike.
Yeah.
Then. I want less protection than all of you.
I'll be honest, Lil B's been a bit of a cunt. I'm kind of done with him. Vince keeps teaching him how to fix a car. He needs to learn us language.
It's actually not a good decision to have named the child Brian. Because now every time they reference Paul Walker's Brian, I don't know which Brian they're talking about.
I think that's why they've gone, it was a nice send-off, but now we've got two Brians.
Now we got Little B.
Yeah.
That's what, imagine calling a child that.
Hey, Lil B.
There's no way. I reckon that mother's rolling in her grave. Little B. Oh, no.
I didn't name him that.
You know what? Actually, had she named the child or not?
I think she might have, because she was with the child for a while.
Yeah.
And then Vin was like, I'm going to sneak on in there, let you die, Lil B.
I would love it as the kid gets older. She's just like, yeah, Letty gave birth to you. Just erases that woman from history.
I think the film wants to, honestly. But Letty is not having any of it. Anyway, they're like, okay, so the calls, Mr. Nobody is like, hey, I've got a distress signal. There's a plane crash somewhere.
So, pretty telling Kurt Russell didn't want to leave his house for this one.
Oh, yeah.
Just videoed in on his own mobile. And I think to get out of the call, pretended he himself was being ransacked. Oh, no, there's intruders. Gotta go, guys.
Send me the check, though, please. Thank you, bye.
It's $1,000 per word.
Now, yeah, everyone, again, why are they signing up for this?
Why is this their job? Why are they doing this?
They've got money and they're done with favors.
They're not being paid. They go, Mr. Nobody sent us this specifically. Why? Why would he send this to them? The least competent team there is. It's just dumb. I don't know why they would continue to do this. They're like, don't you want to get revenge? Who gives a shit?
Who gives a shit? Get out of this life. They are thrill shit. It's like they've finally got a kid. They're like, I literally am so bored. I'd rather end it all.
You know things are bad when they're like in beautiful locations and going, God, I wish I was in LA. It's the fact that anytime they go, I want to go home, it's the fact they have to go home to LA is just hilarious.
A crummy neighborhood. Like they say it themselves. Like it's like there was gang violence there, and they're like, wouldn't it be nice to be back? They have so much money and influence, and yet they're still like, ugh, nothing beats smog.
All right, so Tyrese, Ludacris, Letty, and the chick from the seventh one.
Oh, Ramsey?
Yeah, Ramsey.
Yes.
The worst inclusion in this cast, in my opinion.
I don't mind Ramsey, honestly.
I don't think she brings anything to the team.
I think she's getting Ludacris out of the film, which I don't mind, because I'm sick of Ludacris
Oh
to
my
shit.
God, I hated Ludacris in this one.
If
Hated
she's taking the hacker role, great. Ludacris can find something else, because it's getting fucking annoying now.
Ludacris is getting mean.
This HR, it's a HR department. He's bullying the Gibbs constantly.
And you know what? Because this, I think, is the movie I love the Gibbs the most. So
Oh, yeah.
I felt awful. Anytime Ludacris was like, can you shut the fuck up?
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm dying.
Yeah. But yeah, they go to the plane wreckage thing.
Yeah.
Dom joins them.
Still on fire.
Dom joins them because he saw a little necklace.
Oh, yes. And then he realized that cross is similar to a cross that was in a postcard that he just fished out of his drawer.
That apparently Han sent him, and we know for a fucking fact he didn't.
Yes.
But also, isn't the necklace that he owns, isn't that the
Yeah, that's
thing?
what I was like, so what's the
postcard?
But the thing is, it's the fact that it's actually his brother's necklace, right?
Yes.
So what does his brother have to do with Han?
I have no idea about
I
the
don't
postcard.
understand how he has made such a leap as to go, oh, there was a fucking postcard, that's right.
That's right.
It's all, is that all it was?
I assumed it was the brother's necklace, it can only be his, but it seemed like this necklace is cheap and shit and literally in every location. There's about 40 of these necklaces. I'm sick of keeping track of them. But yeah, they go to the plane site.
Yeah, they go to the plane site. I think it's crashed or what? Who flew them there? How are they getting around? Who's
I think I don't know. I think just private jets at this point.
But who's giving them a private jet?
Oh yeah, because Mr. Nobody's not there. Yeah, I don't know. Who sent them? Nobody. No,
but
just
how
Mr. Nobody just sent them the thing. They didn't
You're
give it any
confusing
resources.
nobody with Mr. Nobody.
Yeah, but nobody's given them the resources because normally Mr. Nobody gives them the resources.
Which one are you talking about?
It's Kurt Russell.
Right, Mr. Nobody.
Yes.
Nobody's giving them the resources, though.
Yes.
So why don't they have any?
I don't know. I don't know, Carl.
Because nobody's giving them the resources?
Mr. Nobody's dead.
Do we think he's dead? We don't
No,
even find
no,
out
no,
at the
no,
end
no,
of
no.
this whole
I actually-
situation
now
if
you
they
said
helped
it,
him.
now you say that, actually. Yeah, no, we don't know. In fairness, Kurt Russell probably was like, I'll do 2 scenes. That's it.
I mean, he is not on the poster for the 10th one, so I'll assume his character is long gone.
Damn. But anyway, they get to the site.
Yeah.
It's ambushed
Yeah.
by evil people. I don't know. You don't need
All
to know.
they've brought, Tyrese has a single handgun,
Mm-hmm.
Vin Diesel has a shotgun. They are not well equipped for
They're
an
in
ambush.
a long range gun battle.
Oh.
Some fun things here. Okay, the Gibbs is sort of started with. Listen, it's a pretty good bit.
It's a
lazy bit.
it's a weirdly meta.
It's incredibly meta, and
I
it
know-
and it works, but it's incredibly lazy. But like, fuck it. If it's this or something else, I'd rather this. His whole bit for this whole film, his arc, is just, I can't die. Am I immortal? What's going on here? And everyone's like, we don't give a shit. The Gibbs.
Yeah. It's a weird arc for him.
It's a weird arc.
Because in the end, it just pays off that he is immortal.
Yeah.
So, sure. I think if one person needs to die in the next one, it's the Gibbs.
It's a great setup if that's what's happened.
Oh my God,
like
don't you
the
reckon it'd
10th
be great-
one, and he just got sliced in half. Like, oh my God.
Killed so quickly, single bullet through the eye.
Yeah.
Just like, don't worry, guys, I'll handle this. Shot in the head. Jason Momoa pops him and then continues to pop him over and over and over again. This chase through the jungle
Yeah.
is just there's so much going on.
So much visual. Like, it feels like the film's like, we don't want you to be bored for a second. This
Oh.
opening explosions,
They
like
go over
landmines.
the landmines. They're like, okay, we will live if we can make it to 80 miles an hour. The Gibbs goes, mine doesn't even go to 80 miles. And they go, good luck. Considering how much they preach about family, they're never going to alter their plans for anyone.
No, and quite often, like, the Gibbs was left behind. They were like, well, good luck. We've got to drive. You'll figure it out.
The other thing that they set up in this opening is that cars are soft and are an adequate and
It's a weird thing because this now plays. Like, they're like, well, that's the laws of this one because now cars can save people. Like, if you're
Cars can
falling
catch.
40 meters, a car can drive straight into you. But if it catches you on your bonnet, you're fine.
if the car's going as fast as your fall rate, rather than it just being you have fallen and hit by a car,
Yeah.
cushions.
Cushions.
Just simple cushions.
That's the law now.
Who knew? But this movie's actually obsessed with catching people with cars.
Yeah.
They do it maybe 10 times in this movie.
They do it a lot to the point that you kind of, I mean, they've done it well because I was just like, you have like one snarky note, like, that doesn't happen. And then by the 10th time, you're like, oh, maybe it does. I haven't tested it. Maybe I can survive if a car catches me. They've got me there, the film.
Okay, so then they decide to go over a bridge.
Yes, a rickety bridge.
A rickety bridge. Essentially, like a rickety bridge from the second Indiana Jones.
Or Kung Fu Panda 1.
Yes, both. Same bridge, I'm pretty sure. So John Cena is there.
Yes.
He is able to get the device that
The
they
MacGuffin.
found.
I don't remember what the name is.
Neither.
Here's what the MacGuffin is. If there's 2 pieces to it, if it's stuck together, it can control anything that works on code.
Yep.
So, every nuke, you could just bypass.
Yeah.
It's so powerful. I think they've even been like, "Fuck, we can't top that next time."
Yeah. Which
So,
is...
it's just
crazy.
the thing they're getting.
But it also just looks like half a disco ball.
It does.
Which is so... It's one of the stupidest looking MacGuffins I've seen. It looks terrible. It looks so fake. It does not look like a real piece of technology. When they put it together, it's like they're just putting 2 halves of a cherry tomato together. Like, it's so... Yeah, oh, is that
But
together?
it glows green as well. It's
Oh,
like,
it does. It's so weird. I'm
I don't
sorry.
know how you hack. I don't know what. Do you plug it into like a USB? I don't get it.
Is there even a port on it to plug in?
They're like, oh fuck, is it Wi-Fi enabled?
It only works with an AUX. Just
We threw us all. Wait, is it AirPods? I don't know.
yeah. Oh no, it's on USB-C. Oh.
Anyway, John Cena, so they drive over the bridge then collapses. Dom and Letty are like, ugh, we've gotta drive their car into the bridge that's got one little rope left, swing to avoid the helicopters. They crash so spectacularly onto the cliff that the helicopters chasing them are like, they're dead. Don't even bother checking. And then Letty and Dom are like, we gotta find out who the hell that was.
Oh, I love it that they stop chasing the moment they're fine.
Yeah.
The helicopters are like, they'll surely be dead.
Yeah, well, they're definitely dead. The car rolls 40 times. Like, God, I don't want to see the aftermath of that. It'd be hideous.
Not even a scratch on them.
No.
They look fine.
Yeah.
So we then get the cameos are so weird. We get the guy from the 4th and 6th
The
movie.
angry FBI agent that Paul Walker fought with a bit, but
Yeah.
kind of helped them out by this time.
His nose is still fucked up.
Yeah,
From the 4th one.
I don't know if that was like makeup. It's a very weird attention to detail, but it hasn't been years.
No,
in
I
which
was-
case he's left permanent damage.
I would love it if it turned out this all took place over the course of a year. 4 through 9, 1 year. It's just 2017.
2 months of break in between. Oh my God, what hectic days!
Because it can't be that long. Because in between 7, when the building blew up, and this one, they've only done the framing for the house.
Oh yeah, no, that's so true.
It's maybe
a child's grown, and they've only done the frame. They have millions of dollars.
I'm going to posit this. Is the timeline a week? How would we feel about me saying that?
4th to the 7th? No, to the 9th? Most of these take over like 2 days. I
Yeah.
feel like there's always a countdown. It's like, we got 48 hours. It doesn't feel like
No,
it's 48
they're
hours.
saying minutes. We've got 48 minutes.
Let me posit this. Maybe it's over 6 hours, this entire franchise.
Could you? I mean,
Hans died, alive in about 18 minutes.
hey, time's a bit different when life goes at a quarter mile at a time. Okay, so they get out of this situation. I gotta tell you, by the time that they're like, wait, Dom, you have a brother?
Yeah.
I think the big downfall of this franchise is Dominic's character. I don't think they know what to do with him past the 7th one.
Character?
He's never had an arc.
He's never had an arc. At the moment now, he's just transforming himself into, like, in fairness, I feel like Dwayne wanted to be like Superman and like Black Adam.
Yeah.
Vin's slowly done it over 9 films.
Oh.
He's Superman at this point.
He's done that whole, like, you won't realize I've become Black Adam because
Yeah.
I've done it over little increments.
Yeah.
Like when they boil a frog.
Yeah.
You know?
You didn't notice, did you?
Yeah, didn't notice that it was slowly getting hotter in here, did
But
you?
he's the coolest, epicest, coolest guy ever.
Yeah.
He can beat up anybody. He can drive all the cool cars.
Yeah.
And he's super strong. He can break concrete. And he never loses a fight. Was this written by, Vin, but like also, what's going on here?
I
There's
don't know.
nothing here.
This is Universal's fault
Yeah.
for letting the franchise get away from them. This is absolutely them letting Vin Diesel have too much control and letting the audience say random things online and letting them and confusing them as like what they want versus what they're making fun of you for.
Surely if you're reaching out to Vin Diesel on Facebook, you're not the average audience. Who is that?
I know.
Who's
using Facebook? Who? If you're using Facebook, email us at www.podcast@gmail.com.
But, okay, so here's a setup. John Cena is his brother. Everyone goes, you guys look a lot alike. They have the same chin, apparently.
Yeah.
I don't see it, but hey.
No, I
what
don't
do
see
I
it
know?
at all.
What do I know?
I don't want to be mean, but I think everyone's really looking old in this film.
Oh, I didn't want to say it, but yeah, no. Everyone's a bit tired. But
They
hey,
look so
it's
tired.
a paycheck, isn't it?
I thought this is... I can't stress to you how much I think Ludacris phones in this film.
What else is he doing?
I
Surely
don't
this is
know.
surely this is just a paycheck.
Yeah,
for him.
but surely by this point you're like, I've got enough paychecks.
He's just gotten meaner. He
He's
hasn't
so
got
mean
anything.
to everyone. I don't know why him
I
and
think
Ramsey
he's
would even
bitter.
date.
Oh, I don't like their date. I just assume it's a weird
They're
threesome
family.
thing.
They're family.
Yeah.
It's incestuous if they date.
Yucky.
Yeah,
But
grapes.
the three of them are like a weird, not couple, but they're like a bickering threesome.
Yeah.
And no one's fucking, I don't think.
No. It's like just two old gay men and their adoptive daughter, Ramsey. Which is, again, a spin off I'd watch.
Oh, I'd watch that in a heartbeat,
Oh my
honestly.
god. Fast and Furious presents
Three's
Gibbs.
Company.
Yeah. What is it? Ramsey.
Ramsey, Taj, and
Roman.
Roman.
Yeah, I can understand why they're like, nah. I'm sure it's been pitched. Would you watch a Disney Plus series on these three? $200 million spent over 8 episodes?
There's not many cars. It's a lot of hacking.
It's a lot of just Roman's bits. There's a scene, I'm just gonna jump ahead, where Roman simply just wants to eat his cereal.
Yeah.
So mean what they do to him.
They use this big magnet. Let's just speed this
Okay,
into it.
okay. It turns out through the flashbacks that we are seeing,
Yes.
that John Cena
Yes.
has killed Dominic's dad
Yes. By
Right?
tampering with his car.
by tampering with his car.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know if he's done it on purpose or not. I think these are the best scenes of this film.
I think so.
I quite liked these moments.
I do, and I think give it the Vin actor. Somehow he's making his performance quite like. He's using Vin's voice, and yet you could be like, okay, you're still doing okay acting, which is an absolute triumph.
Oh, it is. I could not imagine how hard it would be to try and imitate Vin Diesel.
Yeah. And make it sort of still have an emotional poise to it.
It is so fun when they do a flashback and you see all the young versions of it's like young Letty, young Mia. It's like that flashback in Scooby-Doo 2, Monsters Unleashed, when they play Frisbee with Scoob. I was like, look how young they all are. It's just... Because then there's also the one that dies in the 5th one. Did you notice the young one of him?
Wait, which one?
You know, the one that I think is maybe Mia's brother?
Oh, yeah, yes.
Yeah.
What's his name? Chris? I can't remember now.
I don't know.
Fucking
He
so
dies,
long. Yeah.
though. He's in 1, 4, and 5.
Yes.
So...
Good for him.
Good for him. Do we think this flashback is to set up a spin-off?
Possibly, but it feels... I think it's just to give something to, like, Vin, to give him, like, a bit of a reason. Because they're like, alright, shit, we need, like... I think they're like, the family thing works. What if the family unit was, like, in peril? It's like, we'll re-put them all through the ringer. So fuck it, Vin's got a new brother, but now we have to establish why he'd be angry. So they're kind of just trying to quickly keep you up to why these two would be angry at each other. John Cena's plot, like, what's it called? Reason for hating Dom is pretty piss weak. It's just like, I'm jealous of living in his shadow.
Yeah.
It's...
So he became a secret agent.
Yeah. With so much money. And
So much money. Why is he even still a spy? Surely
don't
you've
know.
done enough missions to just retire.
Yeah.
Unless he gets a nice high on it. But it's just... This movie, to me, feels like so many concepts for spin-offs that they're just like, are you interested?
Yeah.
Would you watch a prequel? Would you watch John Cena in a world of espionage? Would you watch Han and this little girl run around? Just so many things. Would you watch Letty and Mia have a little female side adventure?
But as a result of that, then the film feels so disconnected because everyone kind of
It's
goes to their
so
little
overstuffed.
everyone goes to their little groups, and they're kind of doing their own tonal thing on their own.
Yeah.
And then you kind of at the end they all mash together, and they're all kind of awkward around each other. They're like, I don't really know how to talk to you. You're in a different realm to me.
But this is you know, not a good producer stepping in and going, we don't need to bring back every cast member every time. Like, there's no reason for them to constantly be bringing back all these characters.
All they're like
every
is like, we
film.
need to keep raising the stakes.
Yeah.
Because they're like, that's what got people invested. And it's not really.
Well, it's funny because I think if you compare it to something like Mission Impossible, which is up to their 7th one,
Yeah.
they've got a cast that they just sort of interchange.
Yeah.
So they always are introducing new people, but they'll also take 2 cast members out.
Yeah.
The main consistency at the moment is just like Tom Cruise and Simon Pegg. So, and they're, you know, but they're also upping the ante, but by only doing it with what physical stunt can be done.
Yes. Oh, well, which is what I would like. I mean, I hope
Yeah.
for the new one, they're just like, because here's the thing, I don't really care if they go to space. Spoilers. But if they really do, like, just crash a bunch of cars into it, great. Cool.
If this movie brought itself back down to the level of 5,
Yeah.
I would love it.
Yeah, of course.
If
If it's this silly and then
Yeah.
practical, go
Oh,
nuts.
fantastic. That's the thing. If you can keep it practical, I will buy your silliness more.
Yeah.
But this is the other issue with this movie, is the fact that they are going, hey, we're going to go to space in not like the dumbest concept or the funnest concept, but just we're doing it.
Yeah.
And it's super fucking lame. It's not funny, fun, or clever how they get to that moment in the franchise.
I mean, it's insane.
Like but it's not like a
It's not like a. It's, in fairness, more I'm just going Vin Diesel's like line reading of, we're not going to put rockets on our back, and Vin Diesel going, yes, we
that's
fucking
exactly
are.
what we're going to do.
Which is good, but like not in like a, in our way watching it, but it's not like a, what is this?
But when the internet was like, what are they going to do next? Are they going to go to space?
Yeah.
They don't do it in this kooky, funny, stupid, over the top way. They just sort of go.
Yeah. And just Roman and
It's just
Ludacris.
that's the thing. Fit everyone in that car like it's a fucking clown car.
Yeah.
I want Mia in the car. I want Sean in the car. Like, all right. So this is how they split off.
Yeah.
Letty and Mia, they go to Tokyo to find Han.
Yes.
Should we just cut it
Let's
up
go,
like
let's
that?
go cut up. Yeah,
okay.
great, because they go to Tokyo.
Yep.
They're walking around Tokyo like, phew,
They're there for a minute and they
they're-
go, fuck it, ramen time.
Yeah, God, I'm done. I don't know what we're here for. They start talking about kids. Letty lets on that she's not happy with looking after little B. But then luckily,
Where is their kid? With
they
Brian?
imply it's with Brian.
Yeah, okay.
Which is
Brian with Bry?
Brian with little Bry. You know?
mean Bry on Bry?
Oh, Bry on Bry, baby.
Bry on Rye?
Oh, Rye on Rye, little
Beyond
Rye,
me.
you bitch, you fucking, you know it. Now, they're in Japan. They see a Mexican flag, and they go, hey, Han always said that Japan's the Mexico of America. Cuts, and then we follow them later on.
The Mia and Letty plot is told to us 90 seconds at a time. It's like it was filmed for, what was that platform that was like,
Oh, not Quibi. Not
yeah, it was Quibi.
Is it Quibi?
It's like they filmed it for Quibi.
It's in an iPhone format. It's 9:16. It's very weird in the film. But yeah, they find a flag and they're like, that's where Han is.
Yep. And they're
then-
right.
And they go in there, but then Han's sniping out the place.
Yeah,
And we meet Han's alive.
There's a young assassin comes in. We don't know her backstory yet, but then that's them done. They flew to that one spot and they found Han immediately. And so they go there because of a postcard. This postcard breaks the timeline.
Oh, completely.
Vin Diesel says this postcard was sent to me the day Han died.
We saw the package he got, because he got a big package from Jason Statham.
And it was a bomb.
It was a bomb.
It was a bomb, and the house blows up.
Yeah.
Which means the postman must have come by, seen the house blown up, and popped it into the mailbox, right?
Visually a good gag.
Visually a good gag. But it also means Vin Diesel would have had to have checked the mailbox.
He would have gone down to his burnt building and gone, I hope a mailman's done a funny bit and put some post when obviously the house is not, not there.
It's not there. It's not there. So it means, I don't know why on that day, Vin checks the mailbox, okay? Then, on top of that, right, it also means that the postcard would have had to have been sent from Tokyo a few days prior to the death to allow for it to arrive in time for Han to die, right?
Yes.
It then also implies, because Vin flew to Tokyo the day after Han died to bring Han's body back to America, he didn't want to follow up the postcard that arrived at his house the day Han died. It makes no sense!
It's crazy he would have put that behind a little wall, gone, that's fine, that might come up later. He skipped a film. Surely the figuring out Han's death was like the big thing. In fact, he forgave
Not
Jason
even that.
Statham. He was like, you're fine. That postcard, I won't think about.
I'm not going to think about it. in a movie of spin-offs, that's the one I want to see.
Yeah.
The postcard.
Oh, it's a great story.
What adventure did it go
The
on?
necklace and the postcard. Maybe they could be a buddy cop movie, you know?
Postcards to you. That's what it can be called. Postcards from the edge.
Hobbs and Shaw from the Fast and Furious present the postcard.
A snapshot.
Okay, that's Letty and Mia's story.
Yeah.
Who else we got?
Okay, so we've also got Vin.
Yes.
Vin goes to Michael Rooker's house.
Yes.
Michael Rooker's like, I don't know, you'll find him in London.
Yeah.
So he goes to London. He goes to London and he meets Helen Mirren.
Yes.
This is a fun scene.
Yeah, but now you've said it, I don't know, but it's nice Helen Mirren's here, but also now I'm just thinking, there's a lot of stuff you can cut.
Yeah.
Other films I've been a bit like, you know, it's
Can all
longer.
be cut. That's
This
the
is
thing.
good.
But they've got too big of a cast. Just cut some fucking cast
Yeah.
members. They can come in another one.
Yeah.
Like, anyway. So
She
he goes.
takes him to Otto, who's the big villain,
Yeah.
who's looking after Jacob and funding him
Yes.
to get this bomb thing.
And so he has also caught Cypher, which is Charlize Theron from the
Yes.
previous movie. She's been put in a tiny little box.
She's been put in a glass box.
Yeah.
Her character in the eighth one was a bit like, I'm the villain. She's gone, I am Hannibal Lecter now.
Oh, God.
And I'm going to outact all of you
Charlize
with some of the
Theron-
worst dialogue I've ever heard.
Charlize Theron gives so much to this fucking movie.
Yeah.
The one scene where she and the villain talk about Star Wars for like a minute is Shakespeare, in my opinion. Like, it,
Acting, the dialogue, some of the worst
Oh.
of the series.
dialogue, terrible. How she elevates it, though. Also
how-
against a guy who's also doing bad acting.
Yeah.
She must have asked for so many things. She was like, I will come for a day of shooting.
Well, because she's
All actors
all her
come to
scenes,
me.
all her scenes are in that glass box. I'm convinced it's on a green screen. She's loving it. She's like, I did that in 2 days.
She's like, I'm going to wear the tightest red leather pants you've ever seen over the course of my little plot, that they'd be sweaty as shit by the end of what happens with me.
I think I read this. Her hair is one of the worst haircuts, but I think she did this as a bit.
So she asked for a bad haircut each movie.
That's
why
fine.
she asked for dreads in the 8th one.
Great.
So I'm keen to see what her hair looks like
Yeah.
in the next one. She's just having fun with it.
I've just
Charlize Theron's
rewatched-
the only one having fun.
Oh, exactly. I just watched Arrested Development. Oh, what a fun plot line she
she's
has.
so good. Have you
But
seen Long Shot?
No, what's that?
It's the Seth Rogen one where she's the what's it called? She's going for presidency and she hires Seth Rogen to write up.
Oh, I vaguely remember that
It's
one.
very fun.
Nice.
It's the guy that did Forgetting Sarah Marshall, I think. No, he did 50-50.
Oh, yeah. That'd be like
So
that one.
yeah,
Nice.
it's good. Honestly, watch Long Shot. Long Shot's really funny. Long Shot's really good. Everybody, watch Long Shot. Don't watch F9, the Fast Saga.
Okay, so what else has Vin doing? He's mainly chasing down John Cena to kill him, sort of vibes.
And so they meet. Vin's taken away by Interpol.
Yes.
Yep. Turns out it's not Interpol. Who is it?
It's the gang and Cardi B.
Mm.
When this popped up, because there's been Rita Ora, but she didn't get a line, and then we had Iggy Azalea. She had one line. They give
Mm. great line.
They give Cardi B a lot to do here.
Again,
And
they want her in a film.
I don't know what the reason was for this. Was it a spin-off of Cardi B in the Fast and Furious movie?
I reckon.
Why did she
Why
do
do
this?
it?
Why do this?
Why do it? You know?
Yeah. I was,
Who's in the new one? Doja Cat?
I don't know, like Ice Spice.
Yeah. Why can't they get somebody like odd? Like somebody where you're like, why are you in this? Imagine if they'd pulled off like their helmet and it was Sam Smith.
Oh, that would
You'd
be
be like, oh, that's even more odd. 'Cause
I would
it's-
like if they kind of went like back a bit, like they were like, "Oh, Nora Jones, what are you doing here?" Like you kind of have to do a double take. You're like, "Is that Nora Jones?" Like I can't remember what
dear
I can't really remember what she looks like, but I guess it. Good on them, I guess. That'd be a powerful.
That would be such a power move to walk out of the movie and go, I think Nora Jones was in that one. She was the head of Interpol.
Oh God, John Cena and Vin's story. Oh, there's just so much. We're just trying to.
We're just trying to squeeze it in.
Yeah.
We're just trying to squeeze it in. Okay, so there's also
Ludacris and the Gibbs. Go.
this is the best one.
This is the best one. It's I don't know why. Maybe it's just brevity, or maybe I'm just excited to see Lucas is back. Sean is back in this.
He's the star of the
He
franchise,
is.
in my opinion.
He had such a bland character arc. He's also 18 in 2015, so he's like 22 in this one.
Yeah. Oh, he does not
His
look at
character assassination, but in the best form. He was a bland Southern man who was a rebel. Now he's a little nerd
He is a Southern nerd
who likes playing with rockets and is tinkering.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Don't you reckon he is like?
It's fun.
They've
It's
done
fun.
a 180 on his character. Way more fun than
Way
ever
more
before.
fun. Twinkie's back again.
Oh my god, the fact they got Twinkie back blew my mind. And I'd seen this movie already. I just didn't know it was Twinkie when I saw it. But it's... Oh man, and you know what's crazy too? Is they definitely didn't think Twinkie had become a good actor. Because they were like, you get a line, and you don't get to come back till the end of the movie, and you're just going to hold a corona when that happens.
Good. But Sean is given everything. And he's just sort of like, I've made a DeLorean-esque thing with a rocket on top. Thoughts, guys? And the Gibbs and Taj are like, I don't know. Sure, we might use that. And they're like, you better fucking use it.
Why do they go here?
I have no idea.
Because then they don't use him until the end.
They don't know. I think they were like, we need to somehow set up, we can get to space.
Yeah.
That could be Sean's thing now.
So they all realize that the next piece that Jacob's going to go after is in Edinburgh.
Yes.
So they all go to Edinburgh. Mm-hmm. They're all in Edinburgh. There is a truck with giant magnets. Mm-hmm. Have you got a lot on the magnets? I focused on the zip lining. So
I've got a lot on the magnets. More or less, what are the magnets for? Because I kind of like blinked. I can't really remember.
I don't know.
I've got no idea why the magnets in the truck.
Are for.
But then after this point, every single set piece is we're using the magnet to its full potential. There's a truck that has like one of those sort of Breaking Bad, sort of sucks everything in, like all the metal towards.
Oh, it's definitely stolen from Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
There's no way they did not like watch Breaking Bad late and go, we should do that.
Oh, that's so much clever. Oh. Man, I hope this Walt character makes it out alive.
The next one is all based on Sopranos.
Mobster? We could use that.
They're just slowly working their way back on HBO.
This is Ramsey gets She Can't Drive.
Sure. You look like you had fun with it. I didn't.
I'm liking Ramsey just more because I feel like when it comes to like the Gibbs and Taj, she's just like, can you guys shut up?
Oh.
And normally they listen.
Yeah, look, I don't mind. I just don't think that she's that interesting of it. Like, I don't think she adds a lot to the group.
I don't think anybody adds anything.
No, but that's the thing is I'm tired of every other character. Tyrese Gibson has been in like 7 of them. What more do you fucking want to do with his character? Just retire them all. Like, there's nowhere to go with them. Everybody's tired. I'm tired. But everything's tiring, and I'm over it. I'm over it, Oscar.
Chat about your little zip line. You want John Cena ziplining around, isn't he?
There is such a long action sequence going on in the background, and it's so loud. It's like this. It's like, and then occasionally we just hear.
Because he's stolen the other half of the MacGuffin, and Vin's like, I'm gonna chase him down, and we're like, well, it'd be kind of weird. He can't like zipline that far. Yet John Cena has set up roughly.
Oh, the plan makes no sense. This is
70 around Edinburgh, just every rooftop. It must have taken him weeks.
He stashed another zip gun everywhere he lands. It's stupid, and he glides flatly. There's no decrease. What force is helping him to zipline?
It's NOS, baby. Come on, it's human NOS.
Oh, if they'd set that up, I'd love it. If they had set up like, oh, how are you moving? He's got mini NOS, Minos, if you will. That would have been great. I would have loved that. But because it's not, it's just this big action sequence, and occasionally it's always framed the same way, and it's hilarious. It's Vin Diesel's bald head silhouetted with a single line across the screen and a little John Cena going.
And he catches up.
He beats him. Yeah. He gets in front of the zip line. Oh, it's so dumb. Oh my god, it's such a highlight though.
It's such a
if you're gonna watch one thing, watch long shot, and then the zip lining sequence in F9.
Okay. It's kind of weird. Each character kind of splits off for like 40 minutes, then comes back, and then they jump away again. But at the moment, they're all at their new base.
What is it?
I don't know. So they've got no resources, and then Vin Diesel's like, check it out, and they open up a lair. I don't know what past life they had this lair. I don't get it.
Only describe it as a water farm. I don't
It
know.
does- I don't know what it. I think it feels like that, but all the computer can be used to hack and GPS people.
And they move the magnets down there?
Yeah,
They're
the
like-
magnets are... They steal the I don't know why the magnets are intentional to anyone's plan, but now it's very magnet-based. But anyway, they've got the piece, and they've also... We learned some backstory, because the Gibbs rightfully asks, hey, Han, how did you not die?
Specifically when we saw you blow up. Like he's
Taj,
seen the movies.
Taj goes like, hey man, slow down, don't interrupt. I'm with the Gibbs here. Tell us, Han. We've seen you die twice now.
Oh, it's such a, like, Gibbs is the audience.
Yeah.
The other thing is, it's before this is when Charlize Theron's gone, we're about a midway into the film, and it looks like the villains had a setback.
Oh, she does like that whole thing, like, I'm just reading the script here.
Yeah.
And it looks like... establishing shot. The bunker. Oh, you're doing badly. Sad song plays. She's like reading, like she's like, if this was a movie, it's very weird. And then they go, you're a Star Wars character. He's like, I'm Luke Skywalker. And she's like, nah, you're Yoda. And he's like, well, that's kind of a cool Jedi. She's like, you're a fucking puppet with getting his hand shoved up his ass. And he's like, there's a lot of Chewbacca
You're just a
talk.
little man getting fisted.
You're a little green, you're speaking weird rhymes and riddles.
You're just a skank. We get... Sorry, I completely derailed the Han backstory. You explain what you think happens here in this Han backstory.
Okay, two things. Han is sent by Mr. Nobody before they've met anybody to steal the other half of the MacGuffin. Now, when he breaks in, he meets the daughter of the assassin. Her parents get blown up. Oh my god. Han's like, maybe I should save the life of this little girl. Saves the life of the little girl. Turns out the MacGuffin he stole requires the DNA of her parents who created it, so she has to live because she's the key to the bomb.
Yep.
Then, rightfully so, the Gibbs like, cool, that's great. You died because Jason Statham killed you? And they's like, nah. Mr. Nobody had a plan. He knew Jason Statham was coming, even though we didn't. And he made it look like an accident. Carl, how did they do it?
They go... Han goes, that was a neat magic trick. And Mr. Nobody goes, I've done better. And that is it.
They After Effects Hans out of the car and it blows up. Listen,
They teleport him. It's like this one scene is from Now You See Me Too. Could you imagine if they went, we needed the help of the 4 horsemen?
Suddenly I'm like, you know what? Overblast the car.
How'd you get away with it? Lights.
Car lights. If the next one just includes magic, I think they've done a good enough job now that it's not that far-fetched.
No.
I'm not on board, but I get it.
It might as well, if they are all just in the Meg 2, sure.
Not bad.
Sure pre-Hobbs.
Oh, sure pre-Meg.
Yep, so that's how Han's alive.
Yeah.
You would think bringing Han back would be a more integral piece of the plot. Him coming back adds nothing to the film, and they don't even give Han's character anything fun to do.
They don't give him anything. He's just sort of in the car.
You reckon it would be the major plot?
I don't really remember him doing anything, and I think this DNA thing of the assassin kind of goes away immediately.
It's pointless.
Because they kind of kidnap her, but that's really it.
Yeah, she's sort of just like a damsel in distress. You would just think like, oh, we're going to bring Han back for this movie. And it would be like the team's got a sniff that maybe Han's alive. And that would be the main crux of the story.
Yeah.
But he's so brought back as a nothing aspect of the film.
I think all it is just they are like so aware the audience likes Han.
Yeah.
And that's it. They don't know what makes Han work. They just know that people like him, and they haven't got any idea what to do with him when he's back.
Isn't it good Vin Diesel and The Rock had a falling out? Because could you imagine if The Rock had to be in this movie?
Fuck, it'd be bloated.
It would be like an extra 20 minutes.
What I did. Oh, you know what? It would actually, yeah. Because it feels like so many of the scenes are contractually. Like, there's this scene that comes up now. So anyway, Jacob breaks in, steals the piece. Dom sacrifices himself by beating up a bunch of guys and almost dies. He then gets like I can only assume Vin Diesel wanted this, like essentially like an 8-minute flashback to flashbacks we've already seen, but Dom looking sad and acting.
It's so funny. They clearly got Vin Diesel on a green screen and asked him to look left and right and just keep turning. Almost like I thought maybe they caught Vin Diesel chasing his tail. And they just thought, okay, just keep turning the camera that way, and we'll insert him into the shots.
But do you think it's a pointless scene because it's just recapping flashbacks to what we've seen? But it's like Vin Diesel's like, no, I want to have a powerful moment.
It's because I think he reckons this series needs heart, or even has heart.
Yeah,
and the one piece of heart the series did have is because of what happened to Paul Walker, and they were able to do a good send off. That's the only like scene of actual emotion in the franchise. There's no replicating that.
No. Well,
I mean, they might think that they're doing that, but this is where the movie grinds to a halt, and you feel the length.
Oh, like, it's painful because then he's woken up by Letty. She's like, "That was close." Anyway, back on with the movie.
Yeah,
let's go get Jacob.
Let's keep going. So let's get to the end.
Yeah.
So Ludacris and Gibbs shoot themselves up into space.
Yes.
With the help of Sean.
Because the villains have launched a satellite.
Yeah.
That they're going to then... It's a pirate satellite. They're going to use an uplink in a truck they're driving, and they're going to hack the satellite so that it can hack all the stuff in the thing. So they've launched a satellite. The Gibbs and Tej are off to destroy it.
Yeah.
Now, the villains, Jacob and Otto, are driving this truck around to upload the hacking.
Why
thing.
are they driving around?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Just because
so they can't be caught.
And cars. I don't know.
So they're driving around. The team use their magnets to try and stop this truck.
Yes.
Okay.
Again, it's magnet heavy.
The way that they get into the truck flips over, slides straight, goes down a hill. Vin Diesel then has to get out of the truck. He hops on top of the truck, looks at where the truck is sliding, now that it's upside down, throws a grenade at the front of the truck to blow it back on course to a road, hops back in the truck lands, wheels on the ground, Vin keeps driving it.
That's the power of Vin.
It was a lot to handle.
It's so much, and visually, like, it keeps cutting back to other people blowing up and stuff. You kind of just are like, yeah, sure, let it wash over. But it's when you dissect it, it's insane.
It's weird. They've got the money shot, which is they flip this truck like they flipped the truck in The Dark Knight.
They use the same sound effects as well.
Yeah.
I thought that was a bit cheeky.
But I thought they missed their money shot. They go for a wide through buildings, but then they go super close to when it falls. So they actually miss the point. It sort of flips.
Well, I couldn't really tell. Is it CGI?
I think it's CG.
I think the front is real, but then I think the back CGI.
So I think what they've done is they've tipped the front of it, and it's probably like a fake model tip, right? Like it's probably made of styrofoam or something and flipped it. But it was just odd, and I think considering they sort of did magnets, which feels so Breaking Bad, and this feels so... It just feels like they are really...
Just grabbing onto
like they're really out of ideas. Yeah. It's such a tired film. I do love when they get to the end of all this carnage and the villain has betrayed Jacob.
Yes.
So now John Cena's on the side of the family. Just like that.
Yeah.
They get out of all the carnage and they go, man, everyone's going to be really furious with you, Jacob. Like, they're going to pin it on him. I was like, but I guess he sort of started it, but you caused all this,
You caused a lot of stuff. Who brought the big magnetron to the car fight? I'm sure some road spikes could have sorted this out.
Very easy.
They also destroyed a lot of cop cars.
Yeah, you killed a lot of local police needlessly.
They do kill a lot of police.
It's everywhere they go is an act of terrorism. The fact they call themselves heroes and then settle down in LA every film is disgusting.
They don't have Mr. Nobody to get them out of a sticky
Yeah,
situation.
who's on their side?
Who's on their side?
Where's Scott Eastwood, huh? Where's that wet blanket of a character from Fate of the Furious?
Oh, I wish Scott Eastwood was back, actually. There are
whining.
some... Oh, Mr. Nobody's not around.
I would look, Mr. Nobody on the camera being like, oh god, they're coming in. They've vigorously murdered Scott Eastwood. Skinned him in front of me.
Let me show you, just to prove he's done. Oh, God, peeled it away they have.
Oh god, they're dicing and hacking into him now. Oh, they're coming for me. Oh, they say they're going to hurt me in an ambiguous way that means I could come back if need be.
But
Gotta
they
go.
can't stress enough, Scott
Scott's
Eastwood,
dead.
like your dead dad, burnt to a crisp.
They're mailing out different pieces of his body to different members. There's no assembling him.
Anyway, Vin Diesel surfs the big truck off the cliff, and Charlize Theron is like, I'll do it myself. Flies a drone. Vin somehow lifts the truck off a ramp and blows up her plane, but she's not on the plane.
Yeah, it was a drone.
It was a twist.
It was a drone.
It was a twist.
Who cared? Who
Cypher
cares?
gets away.
Cypher gets away, but inherits all of the rich guy's team.
Yes.
Which is pretty funny.
It is pretty funny.
They all go back to LA to settle down.
Yes.
I have nothing but pride for the actor of Sean, who has made it to the end of Barbecue. Oh. That must be such a moment for him.
Do you know, but how awkward was this? Because Sean and Han, who were in the third movie, kind of share like this, hey, we should be closer friends. And both of them are...
This should have been the heart of the film.
It should have, and it was nothing.
I think
Because he's assumed he's dead.
it should have been you know what the movie should have been? Han's got to get back to Sean.
Oh, that's huge.
You know what was wild? I thought they were going to write in like a Han was covert ops for the Yakuza. No. He was just involved with the Yakuza.
He was.
On the side of being a special agent, he just thought the Yakuza was an interesting sort of group to get embroiled in.
Oh, exact. I feel like this does not... We've both got two hobbies. Why would I stop, huh?
We then also have something that I don't like.
You don't? Well,
I don't...
Well, hit me.
I don't... I personally don't love the, like, Brian's coming now for dinner. It feels...
I feel like just don't mention it.
Yeah.
I don't mind. We know.
Yeah. It's just, you've happily retired that character.
Yeah.
We don't need to pretend he's alive
Yeah.
in this, like, keep him sort of around.
I don't mind
like,
if he's like off somewhere.
I'm happy with lines of dialogue like Brian's
Yeah.
looking after them. If they were like, hey, Mia, she's like, hey, I've got to catch the first plane back. Brian's
Yeah.
really missing me with the kids.
Yeah.
Like, it was a real
It's
note to
like,
end the movie
it's
on.
a weird digging up a... Like, it's not good.
No.
I'm not a fan.
Yeah, I did not like that, and thus it was an odd moment to end the movie on.
Yeah, but it's been an odd film. Now, I also looked up a recap. We're not doing Hobbs and Shaw. There's not enough time.
No.
Is Ryan Reynolds in the end one? Are they doing a sequel?
I don't think they're doing a sequel to Hobbs and Shaw. I don't think it did as well as they wanted it to. It has Ryan Reynolds throughout,
Yeah.
and Kevin Hart. So it's just sort of...
Wow, that feels so Dwayne-esque.
It does. It's him just asking his friends
Yeah.
to come along. And spoilers for Fast 10, if you haven't seen the news, The Rock is back, apparently,
Yes.
in that one.
And so's Gazelle.
And is she?
Gal
Gadot?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, I haven't heard that.
Maybe I'm making it up.
Oh, okay.
We can be a source. Fuck it.
Yeah, we don't need a source. Everyone's back. Yeah, so it very much feels like Hobbs and Shaw ends on there is a masked man controlling the cyborg
Yes.
in Hobbs and Shaw.
Crazy.
Right? I think they're going to reveal who that masked person is in the 11th one because they know they're not getting a sequel, but they've set that up. But also, if they forget about it, that's cool by me.
Oh, there's so many loose ends, and they keep making new loose ends.
All they love, it's honestly somebody has made this perfect little blanket and somebody's cutting the threads and just undoing it, and they're just going, huh, why even stitch it back together? More wool, more silk. Fuck it, spread it everywhere.
Carl, who would watch F9 The Fast Saga?
Anyone that was lonely during COVID and never again.
And that's right. We're not lonely anymore. We've got friends now. But if you're still lonely, you're a fucking loser.
Yeah,
Shouldn't
honestly,
be watching this.
Yeah, this is for lonely people. That's all you'll get out of it. I think I hated this. This is the worst one I've decided, or maybe second worst to Fast and Furious, which is I hate.
Yeah,
it.
fourth one's pretty boring. I don't know what to make of this one.
No. Isn't this a bad franchise? I like two of them. I think I've given two of them a positive review.
Yeah.
Essentially, and the rest are all
It's a fascinating thing, though.
Yeah.
And it's crazy it got, like, punched with so much money, so it's like, oh, I guess we have to keep making these.
Yeah.
I'll be so interested to see if this new one makes enough money.
Yeah, I don't know what. I think even if it bombs, they'll make another just to wrap it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting to. I don't know where this franchise will go, but I think if this one does really underperform, the studio is going to have to step in and course correct.
Yeah.
Because they can't. They've passively let
This
happen. I think it's their own fault.
Yeah.
Like, I think this is the product of bad producing. Like.
But, like, you look on screen, how many egos are on? Like, it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if you love magnets, give Fast 9 The Fast Saga.
Same with
visit.
ziplining. If you've always been into ziplining but felt you've been underappreciated in film, I mean, yeah, they make it look lamer, but my God, you'll probably feel heard and seen.
If you want to see someone wearing a magnet belt and then they attach that to a zip line, well, me too, but this film does not deliver that. But hey, you know, using your imagination, you combine the two. It's pretty impressive. Gotcha.
Anyway, so if you're venturing out to the cinema to see it too, you'll be able to listen along. When we've done it. I think this episode comes out like a few days after the movie premieres.
That's huge for us.
So that'll be, you know...
And hear me out.
Know.
And hear me out. Like, if the buzz is great, and it's actually great, we just won't be reviewing it because it's that good. I'm 50-50 on, you know, whether this film can be good.
If they give us a Fast 5 level movie, I'll be so happy.
Yeah.
I know they won't. I know
There's
they
so
fucking
much baggage.
won't.
They might have a tenth of it, but then they've still got so much baggage on this one.
I would love it if this movie then told us Han was indeed killed in the third one, and it was somebody else impersonating. Like, I would love them to just keep... All they do is keep rewriting shit. Just... Oh.
Great stuff.
See you next week.
Thank you.